What looks like a working well site is actually a miniature replica, designed and crafted to scale. Jason's hobby first started with model trucks and transports, and soon turned his interest and hobby toward the oil and gas industry.
I just did this one here a few months ago, and then the Devon one I've done before that. It occurred to me one day that I wanted to see what it was like to build a real scale well site. I looked at my pictures and then I realized exactly what these companies would have on their sites. I didn't make up a site that a company wouldn't have out there. This is an old dehydrator of Czar Resources Limited that was here years ago. I remember this dehydrator back when I was out taking a trip with my dad at this site. It dehydrates the salt water from the sour gas. And this is a reboiler in the back. It reboils the gas really hot to separate the fluid. The vapor I used to come off the saltwater tank that's here, or the fresh salt water, and the still column here. I used out of tissue paper to make fine vapor coming out. This is a methanol tank, and this is a propane tank, the silver one. And I did the extension on the propane tank, so it looks like one of those long propane tanks. Everything's to scale. The tricky part about this project was the pump jack. The actual scratch building of the pump jack wasn't really difficult. It's just getting the berm made. I had to reset it a few times to get it to work just right.
Even the smallest of details were taken into consideration, right down to the decals.
The decaling I got done from Signworks. I get all the decaling done at the right dimension for both the pump jack and the building. The tedious part was the power poles, putting them in place. Now all the wiring's got to go in all the exact place, and one outside of my home here, but I see them all the time, and before I started doing this project, I was studying it. I'm happy with the two projects I've made. I'd be happy to do something for someone if it did happen one day. These are my two keepsakes that I like to have. So.
For Shaw TV in Fort St. John, I'm Diane Townsend.